going to be talking about pronouns, and advanced pronouns is kind of the theme of our topic. So like we said before, we have pronouns that we know, like I, he, she, it, we, and so forth, okay? But because these pronouns change in the sentence, change positions in the sentence, they sometimes change the way they look. So, what's the objective of a pronoun? A pronoun, as we say here in this definition, a pronoun, let me move this one over here, there you go. A pronoun is a word which is used to replace a noun, which is a person, a place, or a thing, right? It could be a thing, it could be an animal, it could be a person, it could be a place, and there are different kinds of pronouns, or the pronouns change depending on where they are in the sentence, because sometimes you have different nouns in the sentence. For example, California is a beautiful state. Wait, sorry, you guys. Where's this? There. It is, or it has nice weather, okay? Here we see California is a noun, state is a noun, and weather is a noun. And it over here, of course, is a pronoun, but each one of these nouns has a different position in the sentence, which means that if we were to replace them with pronouns, they will look different in each sentence. Let's take a look at what we have. So these are the categories we're going to look at today. It's going to be subject pronouns, object pronouns, possessive adjectives, reflexive pronouns, intensive pronouns, possessive pronouns, definite pronouns, indefinite pronouns, interrogative pronouns, relative pronouns, distributive pronouns, and demonstrative pronouns. Okay? So, let's take a look at number one. Number one is the subjective pronoun, which means that the noun takes the place of the subject in the sentence. So this is the definition that we have. Subject pronoun is the pronoun that is used to stand instead of noun, which is the subject of the sentence, right? Rita is the teacher. If we want to replace the subject of the sentence would be Rita, so you would replace it with she is the teacher, okay? And for the pronouns that are replacing a subject, these are the pronouns that we have. We know these, this is nothing new, right? Don't be confused by all the names. It just tells you where it is in the sentence, okay? So see, subjective says the word subject in it, okay? So we know that it replaces the subject. If we want to replace the subject, we use I, we, you, they, he, she, and it. Our examples: you are a good student. She is a beautiful girl. They go to school. So for example, we can say that the original sentence could have been, well, with you, we're talking about you, so we're just going to keep that one as it is. She is a beautiful girl. Tanya is a beautiful girl. Okay? They are so cool. Tom and Robbie go to school. I think I just said they are so cool. No, they go to school was the sentence. I didn't bother reading it. But you see over here, Tanya, or she, replaced the subject of the sentence, which is Tanya. They replace the subject of the sentence, which is Tom and Robbie. You guys know this? It's totally fine. Okay, so the second one that we have is objective pronouns. And an objective pronoun is used to stand of a noun, which is the object of the sentence. I'm just reading this over here, okay? So basically, look at the word here, objective. This is the object of the sentence, okay? So over here was the subject. this is the object, or what is something is being done to something else, so that would be the object, okay? So for that, we used me, us, you, them, his, her, and it. He kisses her is our example. We can say Tom kisses Linda, okay? So something is done to Linda. The kiss is being given by Tom to Linda. So Linda is the object of the sentence, okay? So Tom is the subject. I'm going to highlight that in green. Linda is the object. We're going to highlight that in pink. And if we are, oh, sorry, that is a very bad pink. Let me change that to something better. Now highlight that in blue. There you go. Tom kisses Linda. And if we were to replace them with pronouns, it would be he, okay? And it would be her, not she, because he is the subject, right? Tom, he, kisses her. Her in this case is the object of the sentence, so that means that we use one of these. And since she's a girl, then we use her. She slaps him. Linda apparently doesn't want to be kissed by Tom, so Linda slaps Tom. Okay, so here we see Linda is now the subject of the sentence, and so we replace Linda with she. And Tom is the object of the sentence, so we replace it with him. They laugh loudly. Linda and Tom laugh loudly. Okay? Here we see that we don't have, over here, we don't have a object, right? Linda and Tom laugh loudly at Ron and Joe. Okay, now we have an object of the sentence, which would be Linda and Tom are doing something to Ron and Joe, which is laughing. So in this case, they laugh loudly at them. Okay, so here we have Linda and Tom, where they are the subject of the sentence, and Ron and Joe are the object of the sentence. Let's highlight all of Joe. Okay, so you see here that they are replaced by they and them. Let me, in a sense, actually highlight these first. Sorry, you guys. Highlight these ones for you. All the greens are the subject, all the blues are the object. Oh, no. Not what I wanted to do. And here we go. Okay, so number 3 is possessive adjective. And a possessive adjective is an adjective that is used to show that something belongs to someone. So, for example, my parents are generous. Whose parents are we talking about? We're talking about the parents that are for me. Okay? So in this case, my is describing parents. All right? It gives us extra information. Remember that an adjective, it modifies a noun. So it gives us more information about a noun. The blue book. Okay, what's the blue gives us more information about the book. Here, we are using these pronouns or derivatives of these pronouns to show a possession. They are used in a place of adjectives, but they show possession. My parents are generous. Right? So my is describing parents. Your car is very modern. Your is giving us more information about the car. Whose car is it? It's your car, okay? Their kids study English. There, in this case, even though we see we've seen there in different places, but here, because it's right before the noun, we know that this is a possessive adjective, okay? Their kids study English. So again, if we want to use something possessive adjectives, we use one of these. My, our, your, his, their, his, her, and its. These are different from possessive pronouns, which we will talk about in a little bit, okay? But this is if you want to show that something is for someone to give additional information about it. My book, my parents, his shoes, her house, okay? So we are giving additional information about something. Number 4 is reflexive pronouns. And reflexive pronoun is a pronoun that is used to express the action that does not pass from a person to another person, but it comes back to the doer of the action as a reflection mirror. So here we have basically, in other sentences, we have, Tom is doing something to Linda. Linda is doing something to Tom. Linda and Tom are doing something to Ron and Joe, right? She is a beautiful girl, or there's something that's happening to someone else. Okay? In reflexive, it's like a reflection in the mirror. So it comes back to the person that is looking at the mirror. Okay, so we see it in the name, remember? Here we had possessive, so this was in the name. Here we have reflexive or reflection, reflect. Okay, so it comes back to the person. These are myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, themselves, and yourselves. This is, of course, singular, you, and this is plural. I cut myself. I cut myself. She kills herself, or she killed. I don't know why she's kills right now. Okay, it's not a. Okay, she killed herself. She committed suicide. She killed herself. It feeds itself. Like the dog, for example. The dog feeds itself. Yeah. I cut myself with a knife. Okay? So these are more examples. You can kind of see here where the reflexive pronouns, they don't replace the subject, they replace the object, but the object is back as the same person as the subject. Okay? So I cut myself means that I is the subject, myself is the object, and it comes back. So I and myself are the same person. She and herself are the same person. So it comes back to the speaker. We don't use myself, yourself, herself at the beginning of the sentence because they are not the subject, okay? Number 5 is intensive pronouns. Intensive pronoun is a pronoun that is used to express an action that goes from one person to another but does not come back to the doer of the action. So these over here are the same as the ones up here. You guys can see them. It's kind of they're exactly the same. So the example we have is I hit him myself. Okay? So what it does is it adds emphasis or intensifies. It adds emphasis on the doer of the action. We're gonna again ignore the video that doesn't want to work anymore and just hopefully there we go. Okay, so it comes back. It doesn't come back to me, like I'm not doing the thing to myself anymore, but there's an emphasis on the person who did the action, okay? I hit him myself. There's an emphasis on the fact that I did that. They killed it themselves. It means that they, by themselves, they killed it, okay? So it comes back to the speaker to intensify the meaning or add emphasis that this is the person that did the action. She teaches us herself. She is the person doing the action, and we want to make sure people know that, so we use intensive pronouns in this case. So they are, the difference between this one and this one is not the words are exactly the same, but where they are in the sentence and what they do. With reflexive, it reflects back the speaker. With intensive, it intensifies or emphasizes the fact that the speaker is doing the action or the subject is doing the action. Okay, so again, we have a note. There are two ways of using you in reflexive and intensive pronouns. If you is used to refer to one person, we change you to yourself. But if you is used to refer to two people, we change you to yourselves. So this is kind of what I was talking about here. Yourself is a singular you. When there's you that is in plural, then it becomes yourselves. Okay, V-E-S. Okay, you should do your homework yourself, John. This is only when we speak to John, yourself. Jason and Santa, you have to do this task yourselves. Okay, so this is singular. This over here is plural. Number 6 is possessive pronoun. And possessive pronoun is used as a pronoun that to stand instead of a noun and possessive adjective. Okay? So for example, these are mine, yours, ours, theirs, yours, his, hers, and its. They are different from possessive possessive adjectives. These are possessive pronouns. They tell me that something is for that person. It doesn't make the noun better, it replaces the noun. Okay? This car is mine. These books are yours. Those books, those pictures are theirs. It shows me that the pictures are for them. Okay? So it kind of replaces, it stands instead of a noun and possessive adjective. So this, we would have said, this car is for me. Okay? So it's replacing me or for me with mine. These books are yours. These books are for you. It means the same thing as that, okay? Those pictures are for them. It means, again, the same thing as those pictures are theirs. Okay? So, number 7 is definitive pronouns. Definitive pronouns is a pronoun that is used to stand instead of a noun, and they are clear. So these are this, that, these, those, and one. It's also, so for example, I used to do that before. Okay? Whatever that is, it's replacing something that we clearly know what it is. So for example, I used to play tennis before. So the that is replacing play tennis. I used to drink alcohol. Okay? I used to do that before. That would be drink. I used to drink alcohol before. Okay, so that would be replacing something very specific, which would be drink alcohol. She explains these to me. She explains the questions to me. Okay? So the questions is replaced by these. I sent this to her. I sent the flowers. I sent the bouquet to her. Okay? So the bouquet is being replaced by this. I sent this bouquet or this to her. All right? So these we're talking about very specific things, and they are replacing whatever that thing is, but we already know what that thing is. We already know what this, that, these, or those is because of the conversation we are having. If we are not having a conversation, or we're not reading something and we already know what this, that, these, those are, then it would be confusing. And we do not want to be confused. So that's that. All right. Number 8 is indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns are pronouns that are used to stand instead of noun, but they are not clear. So definite pronouns, we definitely know what they are. Indefinite, we don't, right? When we see in over here, like in, that means no. Okay, so indefinite, there is no definite or definite, like a specific definition for what they are. And these are some, any, none, all, someone, this is where I am, everything, many, nobody, other, and few. None of us can swim across the sea. None of us, we don't know who the none is exactly. Who's none of us? There is not a clear idea. All students are good. All, everybody. It's not like a specific student or a specific group of students, just everybody in general. Some people can sing the song beautifully. Some. We don't know who exactly. We can't say these people can sing the song beautifully, because these people would mean that we know exactly who we're talking about, and we don't. Right? So that's for indefinitive. And again, these, you guys, you don't need to know every single one of these. These are good to know. These definitely you have to know as a part of pronouns. And these, however, I'm just giving you this information for you to know them for later. Okay? So we really don't have to go through all of them. And you don't have to know them like by memory. We will talk about these, like definite, indefinite, interrogative, and other parts of the class, but this is just a grand overview of what advanced pronouns are. Okay, so now we have interrogative. And interrogative pronouns are usually, when we see interrogative, it means that there's a question. Okay? So interrogative pronoun is a pronoun that is used to make the question form. Whom, who, whom, which, and what. Who want to meet you? That is an incorrect sentence. Who wants to meet you? What is in the book? Which do you need? Okay, so instead of using a pronoun or like you want to meet you or he wants to meet you, we want to ask who, so the who replaces the he. So if the answer is he wants to meet you, who is replacing he? Okay, so we see that it is an interrogative pronoun that is replacing he, or for example, Tom wants to meet you. So in this case, we are asking who wants to meet you, and Tom and who would be replacing the pronoun or the noun Tom. Number 10 is relative pronouns, and relative pronouns, you guys, is a pronoun that relative pronoun is the pronoun that is used to stand instead of a noun in an adjective clause. Okay? They are who, whom, whose, which, that, when, and where. I know a man whom you met. Okay? Whom you met is our adjective clause. Okay, because it's modifying the man. So whom you met, we see whom is used to replace a noun that would go there. She likes the cat, which is white. Do you know the girl that is standing over there? Okay, so here instead of putting a noun, in these places we are replacing it with one of these relative pronouns. Okay? So I know this is a little bit confusing. You don't have to know this stuff, again, like 100%. This is just an introduction to these things. The other stuff, the one above, 100%, you do have to know this information. But let me give you guys like a start. Starting from number 7 and going all the way down, you don't have to know this stuff 100%. This is just like an introduction, okay? We'll end up talking about relative pronouns again. Next is distributive pronouns, and these are the pronouns which is used to refer to only a person or a thing. For this reason, they are always singular and they are always used with singular verb. They are each, either, and neither. Okay? They don't refer to an animal. They refer to a person or a thing. Either and neither are kind of the opposite. One is positive. Put that one in green. One is positive and this is really bad. Okay. One is positive. Let's do that. And one is negative, which is already in red, but we're going to make it a darker red. Okay? So, each boy gets the prize. So, each means every single one. So, each boy gets the prize. Neither of the students feels bored. Neither. Like, not this one or this one. Either of teachers in NIS is unfriendly. So, either, again, is our distributive pronouns. So we're using distributive because it distributes either this one or this one. Like there are options. There are different options. Okay? And the last thing we are going to look at is demonstrative pronouns. And these, again, that this, these, that, and those. But this time, they are pointing to something or somebody that the listener already understood. This is my friend. This is different from when we use them here, because this is replacing something within the sentence. Okay? This is kind of replacing the subject. Okay? Where the other one is replacing the object. Tom is my friend. Okay? And I'm standing next to Tom, and the other person I'm introducing this person to, I say, okay, this is my friend. And I will point to Tom. These are toys. That is a picture. Those are rules. So, the source for this particular document is this website, and you can see it out here. If you guys, I know that I didn't go exactly through details for the last part, but that's okay. We don't need them for the most part, okay? You will need them later, but not this time, so we kind of focused on the top. If you guys have any questions, please make sure to ask me. I'm here to help you, and let's do this some more.